All right, Coach, we'll start on a lighter note. Many people may not know we actually graduated together.
Yes.
You're a humble guy. Fair assessment. The class of 1995 at Wilson is the single greatest class in Wilson history.
Is that a true or false question?
Yes.
Absolutely true. Well, I'm talking to one of the legends right now.
Now, legends is, you're using that loosely. Let's get to Tyler Minnick, who recently committed to at UConn.
Yeah.
How nice was it for you to have him at the top of the order?
Oh, just incredible. I've called him this multiple times, but the ultimate catalyst, what he did for us to start off a game. And oftentimes some of the guys at the bottom of our order, the Javi Peñas, the Aaron Reddingers, when they would get on base, he not only was a catalyst for us, I think he was second on the team in RBIs. So he did the jobs in multiple ways from that leadoff spot throughout the season.
And I thought maybe an underreported story was the fact that he couldn't pitch the whole year for you, and his ERA was under 1. Yeah. So give me a little scouting report of Tyler on the mound.
Tyler, as a sophomore, could run his fastball up with movement, throws a heavy ball 85, 86 miles per hour, can drop in the curveball. I mean, to put it in perspective, and this would be something Connor might not want to hear, but as a sophomore, he was probably more impressive than Connor was, at least as far as numbers were concerned, his sophomore year. So, Tyler did a great job. We wish we could have had him for that playoff run, not only counties, but districts and beyond. But just a tremendous athlete, on the mound. And the biggest thing, the word I love to use with guys like him and Connor and some of the other guys that we've had over the years, is just a competitor. They take the ball and they compete. And that's half the battle right there.
You mentioned Connor Marinac. I don't know that we'll ever see another season like that, to go 13-0 and put up the offensive stats.
Yeah.
What can you say about the job he did this year?
Just incredible. He's a generational talent. A kid that comes around like that just can take the ball. And I mean, he finished with 147 strikeouts. I think he had 11 walks. He was so efficient. And, he'd want to take the ball in those biggest moments, and he came through for us time and time again. Just a special player on and off the field.
A lot of people remember how things end, but forget how they start. It wasn't an easy start for your team. No. You lost 3 of your first 5. You were really scuffling at the plate.
Yeah.
What turned things around?
Well, I think guys getting more experience, guys like Tyler, who unfortunately he would have been in our lineup as a freshman and in a key spot, but he didn't have that season. So as a sophomore, he did a fantastic job, but he had to get acclimated to stuff, and we had a lot of new starters this year, and every team had to deal with that COVID year. So I think just getting acclimated and playing the schedule that we do. I mean, our athletic director, Pat Tully, does a great job getting us those games, but when you're starting against the Hempfield, the Lower Dolphin, and the Cedar Crest, it prepares you for May, but it's going to beat you up in your record a little bit at the beginning of the year.
We're seeing Tyler commit to a Division I school. Yeah. Connor was Player of the Year. Eric Mock, Nico Holsizer, Matt Swarmer are all in the minor leagues right now.
Right.
Most high school baseball teams don't have a single pro player. You have 3 right now.
Yeah.
What is in the water here in Chillington and Moton and Cumru Township that you produce all these baseball players?
I think, all kidding aside, I think it's just success breeds success. And I think, the guys you mentioned, some of those guys go back about 10 years. And you see these guys like Tyler that were one day younger. We have these guys that go to our camps, and they look up to these kids like they're rock stars. They go to one of their little league games, and it's like the greatest thing in the world. And I think it builds confidence. It builds the work ethic. I mean, some of those guys, names you just mentioned, Paul, are some of the hardest workers that we've had come through. Tyler included, Connor included. And again, the best thing I can say is success breeds success. And they know that if they work hard, that could be their turn coming up in future years.
You'll have Tyler back. You had some other young players. Trosh came up big in some games. Yeah. Obviously, you lose a huge senior class, 13 seniors. Yeah. A lot of them will probably watch this. What would you say to them? What message would you give those seniors?
Just thank you. Thank you for what they were able to do. Their leadership. With 13 kids, I mean, you do the math on that, they can't even all be on the field, let alone when we had 3 or 4 sophomores and a Mason Woolwine, a junior in the mix. But they were all team guys, and that's half the battle right there, just keeping the team together. A lot of those kids knew their roles and embraced those roles, whether it was bunting, base running, relief pitching, and it was a memorable year for us in many, many ways. But just thank you to that group of seniors, and then they're going to go on to do great things well beyond baseball, just the nature of who they are.
And there was that Wilson mathematics skills coming into play, knowing that 13 guys could not play at once on a 9-man baseball field.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder, but you're absolutely right.
Thanks, Chris, for your time. Always appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Paul.